Afternoon, world. This is my part two testimony. I had to start it because as I was praying, the Lord told me to continue and fulfill this testimony. So this is my part two. So this is how it happened. At this point in time, as I stated before I ended part one, I was still working for BMW as a technician. And when I was working for BMW as a technician, everything was a-okay until I got sick. The Lord punished me by giving me a sickness, and through that sickness, I learned healing. But at that time, since I was a new person that just got sick, my body had to adjust. And in my point of adjustment, there was a point where I couldn't go to work for about a month. And when that happened, I got dismissed. And then my then girlfriend of that time, we separated because I couldn't financially support her anymore. Then, for about 4 months, I started looking for another venture on making capital, money, some sort of income. So, what ended up happening was the Lord gave me a partner first. So, I met this partner on social media, which was something I never thought was going to be possible. So, I met her through social media, and we met. At that time, I was still trying to put 1+1 together, shall I say. So what ended up happening was I got my license finally after trying for about 2 years. I got my license. After getting my license, then I drove to her to go and see her. What most people don't know is she lives 100 miles or 183 kilometers from where I stay. So it's not an easy journey, and I had to plan it, then I had to navigate it, then I had to come back and kind of make a plan of going back to see her. And then fast forward a year, we got married in the year 2016. When we got married, the nice thing about it is, and then the Lord blessed me with a son. Yes, the Lord blessed me with a son. And then after the Lord blessed me with a son, this year the Lord has blessed me with a daughter. So how the Lord humbled me in this manner. He made sure that the next girl I'm going to get is a girl that I'm serious about and that I'm going to settle down with. So that part is solved. The next part was he had to convert me from being a Gentile, living party life like everybody else does in the world, having road rage, having anger, and all those issues. He had to convert me from that. So how he did it is he made sure that I stopped smoking, drinking, and partying in a sequence of events of how it happened. That will be in a part three, as I explain how I quit smoking, how I quit drinking, how I quit partying, how I quit fornicating on a daily basis. Because believe you me, I might not look like the best diamond in the world, but when it came to women, I knew how to get women. I actually had a lot of girlfriends in my life. So he took me out of that life. And then he brought me to a stable mindset of knowing that having a family is a good thing. So after he took me out of that life and put me in a family situation, then he had to introduce himself into me. So that was when, because my wife is a Christian and I'm a Christian, she started saying that, but we have to go to church. You see, so he used her as a vessel to convince me to go to church. And when I got to church, I wasn't fully converted back yet because I grew up as a Lutheran. So what was happening was a hypocrisy, as they say in the Bible. I was a hypocrite because I knew I got saved, but I went back into the world. And now I'm reconciling. I've been reconciling ever since I've gone back to the church. I'm reconciling everything that I've done because I did the worst things in the world. So as I reconcile, and I'm still you'll be thanks to my wife at church. What most people didn't know at the church at the time was that I was still drinking a lot. I was still drinking a lot. So the Lord brought me out of that through I was convinced, because if I say through scripture, I would be lying. I would speak the honest truth. I was convinced. I was convinced by a friend of mine. A friend of mine kind of said, "Hey, I have to leave this because this is making me sick." And when I thought about that analogy, that it was making him sick, although he has gone back, but I'm staying out. When he used that analogy, I kind of understood that it was hurting his kidneys and it was hurting his liver. So he left it because he was told by the doctors that this is not good anymore. You gotta leave this, leave it, and come and embrace the life of soft drinks, and juice, and milk, and water, the things that do not necessarily contaminate the body. Okay, after that, then it was time for me to leave the biggest threat in my life, which was cigarettes. Then I left cigarettes. But cigarettes I left because I read the verses in the Bible that told me that I should not defile the temple of the Lord, because I am his temple and he resides in me, and as I reside in him. So hence I left cigarettes, and after I left cigarettes, now I'm on a period of discipleship, so I'm learning how to be more spiritually connected to God, because now he speaks to me, I understand and I listen and I hear him. I'm able to preach, which is something I never thought I'd be able to do, stand up in front of people and talk about the word. And he's changed even my facade, because even now people, when they look at me, they don't see the person that they used to know from the past. Now they understand who I am and they have embraced me. But as you know, the world of the darkness, it doesn't let you go that easily. So here and there, I continue to get tested. Like I was tested today with my son. That was a small test, but it's what's gonna happen for a while now, until he kind of realizes that what he's been trying to do, because he's a teenager. Teenagers, they have this tendency of rebelling, and I understand when teenagers rebel. I was a teenager once. I rebelled, but I got put back in place. So the Lord is putting me back in my place, and I understand and I accept it, and I appreciate it. So as He's putting me back in my place, what I have to do now is I have to concentrate on becoming better and better as a Christian. So what I do is, from nowadays, I read the Word every day. As soon as I wake up, I read the Word. And after reading the Word, then I concentrate on things of the world. And this is where my second part of my testimony ends. From now on, then I will start telling you about how it has been since I ventured into the world of Christianity.